I see there's a raise for somebody else in here. It's Marcy McNamara. So Marcy's got no money. Marcy's got no money. She needs a raise in the middle of the year. She's the human resource director. The human resources is the enemy of open and frank discussion. There's no human resources department at the place where I work. We are. There's honesty and there's openness. You don't have to hold your tongue because somebody can file some stupid complaint. We're honest and we get results. Somehow, we're giving mid-year raises to our heroes. In Rensselaer County, we had SERCO, which was the Sheriff Deputies Union, and Kevin Rogers, who was the head of that union, just got out of jail for mishandling money.
We had a head of the union go to jail for drug sales and possession.
Yeah, drug sales.
You guys are like
chumps. Lightweights? Well, these guys were going to night moves, the strip bar, doing strip bar stuff and steak dinners with the union funds. It's a union. They're elected. If you want to spend money on strippers, that's your leadership. Is that misappropriation? If they allow them to do entertainment, did they have a client with them? Is it a write-off? Yeah, it's probably okay. So I think that was an overblown case.
Maybe one of the strippers was an informant.
Saratoga County has obviously some sort of a union for the sheriffs. Did they say, we filed a grievance with the PERB and you guys got to resolve this? Because of how they handled this. In March, they reclassified some people. In March, there were some positions. I don't know. Did you remember what they were, George? I know you looked at this when I pointed it out to you. In March, they reclassified some positions. And then in April...
But it was in the Human Resources and Insurance Committee. So, and it was, right. No, I don't remember. One was an animal shelter person.
Was it an additional position? Why wasn't this done during the budget season?
They were reclassified.
Right.
Who knows?
Well, I got some ideas why. Your budget season is in October into November and it's finalized in December. You have an election. These raises, these giant 2-grade jumps, weren't going to be palatable during an election season. And the jumps were not for supervisors. They're not giving themselves a raise. They're giving Spencer Hellwig, and this Marcy McNamara get raises thrown in with these sheriff deputies. So they're hiding behind the badge. They're hiding behind these guys because, oh, nobody can be opposed to cops. Well, this guy, I don't mind attacking cops all day long. Sheriff deputies, those are people that couldn't join a real police force. They become sheriff deputies. So anyway, the only information we have is from insiders in Saratoga government, from insiders in the police department, and there's never any insiders that feed information in the fire department because they're all in on the scam. And these are professional firefighters. Volunteer firefighters are great. It's a good social thing. They got something going on where they get some pension benefits or whatever, but it's serious. It's good enough. You don't pick on volunteers. You know what I mean? There's a method behind the madness. Pick on people that are paid professionals. The unions are the enemy of the taxpayer. Always and at all times. The public unions are the enemy of the taxpayer. Private union, project labor agreements, they're driving up the cost of projects. You see the Empire Center, the only credible opposition is Kenny Girardin and the Empire Center. These guys, E.J. McMahon, they're tied in with the Neocon Manhattan Institute. So, we got Saratoga County here that nobody's watching, not even the Times-Union. Marcy McNamara character, and you got Hellwig. And Hellwig is the administrator. How does Hellwig get fired?
The board would fire him.
So, Hellwig works for...
Same thing with Marcy. It would be the board.
Now, can they be fired if they're civil service? Right?
But they're not civil service.
Okay, so they're political appointments. Now, how much does Mr. Hellwig make?
We saw in the Gazette from last year.
Oh, so the Gazette covers Saratoga County.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Times-Union doesn't.
No.
You know what they're worried about? They're worried about making sure that millionaires have cheap illegal labor. This is what the ICE stuff is about. The rich people in Saratoga want to have unrestricted immigration so they can have cheap illegal labor to work on their horses and work in their high-end restaurants. You know, what are you going to do? You're going to oppose the raise for these guys in the middle of the year? Well, yeah, we are. You can't wait till the end of the year? You can't do it in the budget season where you're accountable?
Or last budget season.
Last budget, right.
And wait till this budget season. Now if there is an issue about timing with these cops, you could do that.
Yeah, there's a resolution here. So
let me also mention
Spencer and Marcy get raises. That sounds like a kind of bad, Hollywood
sitcom.
Comedy.
Yeah. So mental health, a department that isn't required.
What's mental health? What do they do?
Who knows?
So
hand out drugs. So the commissioner is going to get a bump, a 2-grade bump.
So what's that have to do with the sheriff people?
No, well, hold on. The sewer district executive director gets a bump.
Wait, I thought these were just for the sheriff department. The biggest violation in local government is they illegally go into executive session. Now, are they going in an executive session to talk about, well, Marcy needs a raise because Marcy got a job offer and she can make, instead of making her 110, now this Marcy McNamara, I looked this lady up on See-Through New York. She was earning $78,000 like a couple years ago. Now she's earning 110. I don't know what human resources people do.
Most of her day is spent going up to public health or the animal shelter because they have personnel issues. So she's always putting out.
So she arbitrates personnel issues. Okay,
but constantly.
Well, let me.
That's her job.
Okay, let me solve the animal shelter issue. There's private animal shelters. Saratoga County divests itself of the building and the pensions and the liability and Marcy's extra time spent up at this loser animal shelter. Remember, we stopped.
Oh, Mindy Wormuth.
Mindy Wormuth. So forgettable. I forgot her name already. Mindy Wormuth from getting her job at the animal shelter. So this was going to be Mindy's out of jail, So Mindy's coming out party is we're going to make you an animal aide at the animal shelter because you need your taxes and benefits. We got to keep you in the pension system. You already got this, so we got to keep you in the pension system. Maybe we'll put you on.
And you know what it's like to be locked in a cage.
Right. Well,
you can relate to the dogs.
But the point is this. Troy or somebody, was it Rensselaer County? I can't remember. They contracted with the animal shelter in Albany, the Hudson Mohawk Humane Society.
Who has an outlet in Wilton. They have an outlet already up in Wilton.
Why doesn't Saratoga County say, we don't want this pension liability, health insurance liability, and why would we want to trouble this Marcy McNamara with drama? Why don't we contract? Why don't we dump this building? Now you got an asset that you're going to give away.
All right, so we'll wrap this up and we'll start up again. Listen next time for Saratoga County Exposed.